This is T-Shirt Joe from FastCustomShirts.com, and you're listening to the Timo and Harley Show.
Welcome to the Timo and Harley Show.
Thank you for listening to the Timo and Harley Show. I am Timo. Over there is my partner in Mindcrime, Mr. Ben Harley. Say hello, Harley.
What is happening, people?
Ben the Toledo Mud Hen Harley.
That's right. Yes, sir, Timo. Hey, the Mud Hens are off to a hot start.
Are they?
Yeah, I guess. Which we'll see. It's very early.
Mr. Ben Harley, last week
sir.
when we were on the show, we had to rush, and I said I had some guys coming from J&J Technologies. Mr. Ben Harley, they put a brand new Super Snooty antenna up on the roof there, and it passed some tests. There was a big storm that came through, and we got it now. Ironically, and it's almost like of course it's like this, but MeTV is the hardest channel for us to get here.
Really?
Yeah, off the antenna signal. Yeah, so it's a little bit further away than the rest of the towers. So they put up a antenna that was designed basically for long range and lots of lights issues like trees like we have out here. Now, when you were out here, it was a woods behind us. Well, it's filled in now. Yeah. Now it's a thick, dense forest.
Yeah.
Okay. You wouldn't know there was a house within 10 miles of us right now. You have no idea. And but I can tell you one thing: the MeTV held up. And I got held a strong signal, so I got to sit there and I did watch little Svengoolie. Yeah, had the mole people on with
my buddy Hugh Beaumont,
John Agar, little Alan Napier too. Alfred.
Alfred, another pal of mine.
That's right. Let's not forget Nestor Paiva, the boat guy from Creature. Revenge of the Creature and Creature from Black Lagoon. So it did. It passed the mustard test.
Put
mustard on and ate it. So it passed the test well. So pretty excited about that because me and my snooty antennas, Mr. Ben Harley.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you're snooty,
I'm telling you, I gotta have it. Gotta have those. Gotta have the antenna up. So they did a really good job, as I suspected. So once again, J&J Technologies, if you're in the St. Louis area and you need yourself a snooty antenna to keep up with the high rolling Timo and Harley show.
That's right.
These are the guys to call. So, Mr. Ben Harley, the other thing.
That's awesome, though, buddy. You got that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, while I was testing the snooty antenna, I also had a whole Saturday by my lonesome. That's right. Angie,
lucky dog.
Angie and the kids went to her mom and dad's to hang out for a little bit. And I kind of stayed home to babysit the dog and to kind of let her go and do her thing. I'm not a spend the night kind of at a place kind of guy. If I drive somewhere, if it's feasible, I'm driving back on my own bed and my own snooty antennas, right?
Right, exactly.
Right. So I let her do that. So I got a whole day to myself. So Ben Harley, I got some stuff to go through. So I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to jump in right now. Let's see here. Some Amazon stuff. I watched a movie called Hellbenders.
Okay. I've heard something about this.
Yes, with Clancy Brown and Clifton Collins Jr. It's an order of reverends and priests and things from different denominations. And they're like a super exorcist superhero group of holy people, basically. But they have to, what the thing is, though, is that they are scumbags. They have sex with each other. They cuss, they drink, they do drugs. And they do everything to commit all the mortal sins they can because their very last line of defense is to tell a demon to possess them. And then when the demon possesses them, as he's doing it, they can kill themselves and they are assured to go to hell. So when they kill themselves, they drag the demon back down to hell.
Oh, wow.
So they have to be sinners.
Okay.
So it's right for them. And they even keep a book. you haven't been sinning enough. I don't want to sin, you know? Oh, man, the cloth, you know? It's good. It could be a lot better, but it's got an interesting premise. And Clancy Brown is really good. And then Clifton Collins Jr. is pretty good too. And it's just a pretty good movie. It was entertaining. We'll put it that way. It's a short movie. It feels, even in a short movie, it feels about 10 minutes too long. There is a nice little subplot with a guy from the Catholic Church who's representing the Catholic Church, and there's a new pope. So he's kind of the guy walking around seeing what's going on. Where's our money getting squandered at? And he shows up at these guys' place. And he's a pious person, you know, and stuff. And he walks in and they're all like having sex with each other and drinking and smoking and doing drugs. And he does not get it at all. But it is an interesting film. It's an interesting movie called Hellbenders. Let's see. Moving on, Mr. Ben Harley. Oh, did watch from this year apparently exists. Okay. From 2017.
Come on, Tim.
Yeah. 2017. I watched the new Leatherface movie.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Right. And
it's certainly not really a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie per se.
Okay.
Stephen Dorff plays a vengeful sheriff who's after the Sawyer family, and it's kind of like a Leatherface origin story.
Okay.
But the thing is it's kind of hard to tell whether these movies are supposed to be sequels to the original Texas Chainsaw, or prequels or sequels to the original Texas Chainsaw, or a prequel sequel to the remake. It feels like a prequel sequel to the remake. This movie does a little bit.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
I could tell you.
It does. It feels like a cross between Rob Zombie's Halloween and the Devil's Rejects. Because it's messing with an origin story. It's making you kind of care about Leatherface, you know, and stuff like that. But it's a touch milder than those movies. It's still icky enough, though. It's definitely icky enough.
Okay, I got you.
And it's a short movie, but they could I think if they shaved 10 minutes off, it'd be a little bit better. This is not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's just, it kind of twists and turns a little bit. You kind of, since it's Leatherface origin story, they don't really tell you exactly who Leatherface is going to be. So there's a little twisty stuff going on with that. So, it was all right. It was all right. I'm not pooping on it, just because it's not worth it. You know, it's a forgettable, mildly entertaining time waster. So, and I don't have the same, Halloween gets me hot under the collar. When you start messing around with that, it gets me hot under the collar. For some reason, Texas Chainsaw does not do that to me.
No. Okay.
I don't know why. I don't have that same kind of thing. It's like, what's a scatterbrained movie to begin with? Yeah. There's so many characters and people and stuff, you know.
I like 1 and 2, and that's pretty much where I'm. I kind of fade away.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, I can definitely see that. Yeah. Let's see. From 1982. Yeah. This is streaming on Amazon.
Right in your wheelhouse.
It sure is. Watch Forbidden World. With Jesse Vint in it. Fox Harris from Repo Man plays the crazy guy that's driving the alien around in his trunk. Yeah. With the one eye, with the one lens in his eyeglass, like that. It's Roger Corman produced soft core alien ripoff. Of course, since it's a Roger Corman movie, we could refer to it as soft Corman.
There you go. Perfect.
Alien ripoff. It's kind of ambitious. Some pretty heavy hitters in the industry, did makeup and stuff, like Mark Shostrom, who did Evil Dead 2. He worked on that and stuff, and John Carl Buechler and all these other people early in their careers. We'll put it that way. But it is ambitious, but it's still super goofy. It's got lots of nudity and lots of weird, sexy, sexual stuff in it. Nice looking ladies. So I'm buying the sleaze factor in it. It's have you ever seen it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, it's interesting.
I might have, though, I'm not sure offhand.
It's a big toothy monster. Doesn't have a lot of, it's like a spider tooth monster. in a way. And it is ambitious. Like they show it outside in harsh lighting, edited kind of fast and stuff. And it's like, woo, it almost like looks better than moves. You know, it's like, man, that's a great effect. That's a statue. You know, that kind of thing. It was all right. I've seen this movie about probably half dozen times over the years, wanting it to be better, wanting it to be something more. It's not, you know, but it was a little fun to sit down and look at it. Let's see. Oh my goodness gracious, Ben Harley. Another one from 2017. Another one from 2017.
You feeling okay?
No, not really. No. We got House by the Lake.
House by the Lake.
Okay. So it's a couple who with their, let's put it mildly autistic daughter, because they call her autistic, but she just kind of being more like I don't want to say the B word about a little girl. She's being a little witch. It seems a little bit more like that than anything else. I'm not sure if someone like yourself that has a lot of experience with autism would really buy into this girl is autistic. But anyway, I digress. This is a movie. Here's a plot. So a couple take their daughter to like their lake house. It's like the guy's parents' lake house, something like that. And they hire a nanny to come help because they want to have a little bit of space to themselves and things we can all understand, or at least we can understand as parents, especially these kids and stuff like that. And the nanny ends up being a young hottie. So lots of tension, of course, between the husband and wife and the hot nanny, but it never goes overboard, which is nice. It's just there. It's just there like it would probably be a little bit there. And the little 10-year-old girl has an imaginary friend who just happens to be a fish man that lives in the lake.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. It is a short film, but still a little taxing because it's like that new style of filmmaking, that ultra trying to be real. You know, like the movies where they show people opening up bills and things like that. It's got a little bit of that. Too much human drama going on. It does have a payoff. It does have a payoff. And I didn't really like this movie a whole lot, but I liked it better than Shape of Water. Because it pays off, but it's weird. It's a weird payoff. Yeah, it's really weird. But I'd say this is another curious film. You're not going to watch it more than once. I can guarantee you that. You're not going to watch it more than once, but it might draw you through the first time. And I still think it's a better Fishman movie than Shape of Water. So I got to be in the minority on that, but it is what it is.
So Lake by the House, right, Tim?
House by the Lake.
House by the Lake.
House by the Lake. Now, don't go into this. Don't go into this expecting a bunch of Fishman. Not going to get that. It's going to be. It's more like the nanny's figuring out what's this little girl drawing. Who's her imaginary friend? The floor is wet. The floor is wet in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, how did the floor get wet? Why is there a puddle of water just inside the door to go outside? Kind of thing. So, and of course, anyone's ever seen a horror movie ever knows what's going on. In a way. But anyway, so Angio and I watched a few movies and run through real quick.
Sure.
From 1965, a movie I actually just bought, kind of sight unseen for one reason alone. Never seen it.
Okay.
Never heard of it. Never heard of this movie. From 1965, Fortress of the Dead. It's a U.S. production that was filmed in the Philippines.
The Philippines, okay.
I think they gave our good friend Mr. Roger Corman an idea for where to film some of those women in prison movies. Where it's cheap. It's cheap. It's about a World War II veteran who lost all of his buddies in his platoon or whatever in a bad event, and he goes back to face his demons, and he's being haunted by his memories and stuff. It's a pretty interesting story. It has very little payoff though. It kind of pulls you through to the end, and you get a very little glimpse of something, and it's kind of so you kind of feel like a little cheated by it. But what really fascinated me the whole time, and of course I said it ad nauseum throughout the whole time we were watching, is I can't believe I've never seen this. Never heard of it, never seen it before. So again, it's called Fortress of the Dead. I bought it on Amazon, a stream of it. Just check it out. It's only like $8 to buy. I don't even know if it's really worth that, but I watched it so you didn't have to. How about that?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie. Actually, it's really low budget and everything, but it's made well. It feels like an hour long Twilight Zone.
All right.
How about that? It's very similar to that kind of thing. That's probably a good way of putting it. From 1979, Mr. Ben Harley, Angie O and I watched The China Syndrome.
Oh, did you? No.
Yeah,
Okay.
with
it's been a while since I've seen that.
Oh yeah, Jane Fonda, Jack Lemmon, Michael Douglas, and Wilford Brimley.
Wilford Brimley. Yeah.
What a good movie.
Yeah, that is a good film. That is good.
Excellent movie. Jack Lemmon's incredible in it. Everybody's incredible in it. It's a great movie.
Yeah. That was a big deal too when it came out. Big deal.
You know, it actually came out 3 weeks before 3 Mile Island.
Oh, really? Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if that was a publicity stunt to have 3 Mile Island go down, it worked. So I'm just telling you right now.
It worked really well.
Yeah. So, but 3 weeks before, which is probably another reason the movie's so timeless or whatever you want to call it. You know, important. But it's good though. It's a good movie. It's a good tense movie. Then finally, Mr. Ben Harley,
what you got?
We did it. We did the ultimate tribute.
Okay.
Ultimate tribute to our pal Zap Rousdower. That's right. We watched Mystery Science Theater: The Final Sacrifice.
Did you? Okay.
With Rousdower. Just sitting there listening to all three of them at different times going, oh, Rousdower. That's enough. I got it.
Yeah.
That's enough for me. So we did do a tribute to our fallen hero, Zap Rousdower.
Boy.
But fun. It was funny. So of course,
it's
really good. But that's all I got, Mr. Ben Harley. I was alive, trying to get through it. Well, you know,
that's all right.
Yeah, I got Little League baseball, and then I did get a date myself. So probably could have picked out a few better things, but I think I was looking for something I hadn't seen for the most part. So not too bad though. Not too bad. What you got for me?
Buddy. Well, let's see, Tim. First off, since this is not Little League, we'll go to the big league. I want to throw out a congratulations to the Washington Capitals, Timo. That's America's team, if you know.
Oh, it is. All right. Yay.
Well, I don't know. They are the capital of the... But yeah, no, this is the first time in a long time I've been happy to see someone else win the Stanley Cup besides the New Jersey Devils. They deserved it. So, we've got to wrap the show up a little early today because I'm going to try to get to Washington.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I'm going to make it, but I'm going to try. For the parade. Today we do live in the space-time continuum, so
put some of those gel things in your shoes so you're not uncomfortable.
So we can do whatever we want, but all right, Tim, I don't have a whole heck of a lot, but one thing I'll speak on here in a little bit. I know you'll have a lot to talk about, so that should fill some time. But first, buddy, yes, I watched 2 movies. The first one, Ragnarok.
Oh,
Thor movie. The Thor movie, Ragnarok. Yes. I semi enjoyed this one. I've pretty much enjoyed most of the Thor ones. I thought they've been pretty good. This one was good. It had, a decent amount of both humor and, action, I guess. I'm so happy not to see a car chase. I'll tell you that. I'm so tired of seeing car chases in those movies. But so it was nice. And I really think the way they promoted this movie or the ad campaigns were awful. I think it's just awful. I mean, sure, you're going to get a lot of people to go that because they are, Marvel or superhero fans, whatever, or movie fans in general. But I don't know. It didn't look near as appealing to me as the actual movie was. Like usually, the ad campaigns are more appealing than the film is. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyways, I did enjoy it. I give it 3 out of 4.
Okay.
I thought it was fun. It was a fun little movie. One thing I will say that did depress me, I might have given it a little extra star up in there, but once again, maybe it's just me. I think, I'm just paranoid, but they're getting less and less. They're further away from these costumes now.
Oh, yeah.
Thor not only gets his hair cut in this one, he loses his eye.
Yeah.
And he loses one of the most important things to Thor, which would be his hammer.
Yeah.
And so now he kind of looks more like a space pirate. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. So that's the only thing that really kind of, upset me.
Did that all happen in the comics, though?
Who knows? At some point, I'm sure.
Okay.
Especially nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they got to go somewhere with the stories, right?
They've lost just about everything.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But I still enjoy because once he have like an umbrella or something, I liked he had his cane, didn't he? Back in the day, he had the cane. And
and he slammed the cane on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that, man.
Yep.
Beat someone with that cane too. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. I thought it was funny. I mean, I just thought it was a funny movie that made it entertaining enough. I'm telling you what, though, that was a heck of a villain they had to wrestle around with. In that one. You see what I'm saying? Like, that was different than Justice League. Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. A little bit. Yeah. There was a lot of, it took a lot for them to overthrow her, you know?
Yeah.
There was just some there was some funny scenes, you know, and I thought it just worked well with that one, you know? I did enjoy it. I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So not bad. Not bad. All right, Timo, another movie, you know, and it's funny because I thought I'd only seen this once before, but upon watching it again, I think I might have watched it once it came out. I'm not sure. That's okay, though. I did see Rogue One. I watched that again for the third time. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that.
Right.
I can't remember. Doesn't matter.
Right.
It felt like the second time. How about that? So, I watched that. I do like this movie. Out of a lot of the Star Wars ones that have come out, you know, last 20 years or something, I like this one. This is a good movie. Doesn't, you know, I don't want to give it away for anybody, but it doesn't end well. You know, just like in the Titanic, you know, the boat sinks.
Yeah.
This doesn't end well. And out of all the movies I think I've seen over the years, like prequels and all that, it transitions very well from the end of this movie to where A New Hope would pick up.
Right.
Yes. And at the end, where there's a Darth Vader scene that right there at the end, the last, 30 seconds is awesome. Just awesome. Like, I want to see more of that. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but.
Well, it kind of reminds me of the Thing prequel up to John Carpenter's Thing. At least it's really going right toward there, even though it's not going to match it, but it's still getting there.
Exactly. And I really enjoyed that. So hats off to that movie. I do believe the Solo one is also a Star Wars story.
Yes.
Rogue One was.
Yes.
So we'll see. I'm not sure I'm going to get to the theater to see that. I wouldn't mind just because I do like the theater experience. I like popcorn with tons of butter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, so we'll see. But if it's as good as Rogue One, I'd be happy, you know, because I did like this. And what I liked about it, I liked the characters in this for the most part. There's a lot that, you know, were, you know, I don't remember them as much as I did when I was a kid. You know, when you watch Star Wars when you were a kid, you knew everybody.
Right.
From Hammerhead to, you know, you knew everybody. You know what I mean? But now it's just like, I can't remember people's names, and some of them are real goofy, and I don't.
It's overkill. I was just like kind of thinking about like even with the Thor Ragnarok movie and then like this Rogue One, now you're seeing franchises have just taken over the world.
Yeah.
It's just taken over the damn world. And then and we've been crabbing about this since basically day one on this show too, is the titles. Titles. You can't keep calling a movie the same title.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I'm so lost on some of that, especially the Spider-Man stuff.
Spider-Man, and then the Hulk too. It was like, we had Hulk, Incredible Hulk, and then Hulk, I don't know. And then Spider-Man, you had Spider-Man. You had the Amazing Spider-Man. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I'm not sure.
You don't have to retitle. You don't have to double up title something because you have a different main character. Or actor.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I didn't know they
something.
had a new Spider-Man character. I didn't. I was like, wait, what? Oh, okay. That guy's new.
Yeah.
Let me mention this, Timo, and I forgot. I apologize because I know you're a Hulk fan. Not Hulk Hogan, but the Green Hulk.
Right.
He was really good in Ragnarok. I thought it was funny because he was not Bruce Banner the whole time. You know, he was the Hulk a lot. And he was goofy too, a little bit. You know, and it was funny. Him and Thor's relationship was kind of funny, and that I did enjoy. I thought it was pretty hilarious.
Well, that kind of mirrors the comics a little bit too.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
they respected each other, but didn't really like each other. You know, in the comics. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny. So I did enjoy that. So I will say this one I enjoyed through start to finish the Ragnarok. more than the other Marvel ones I've seen lately. So yeah,
yes.
But Rogue One also thumbs up for Rogue One. Last but not least, Tim, like I said, I didn't get to see a whole heck of a lot.
All right.
Let's go Capitals though. Let's go Capitals. Halloween, Tim. We spoke a little bit about Halloween.
Yep.
And getting a little upset about that. Or you
about the remake?
Yeah, or anything to do besides the original Halloween.
Right.
Kinda,
Yep.
So, yes, I did see the trailer for the new Halloween. I believe you have as well.
Yeah, I saw it. I don't even know what it's called. What's it called?
Halloween.
Yeah, Jesus. See, this is what I'm talking about. They got to cut this out.
Directed by David Gordon Green, written by Green, Jeff Fladley, and Danny McBride. So he's not actually directing it.
Right. Yeah.
Just help write it.
Well, Carpenter is the executive producer on it too, which you know, I guess it helps. But I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you too. Look.
Wait, though, it says, check this out. Jamie Lee Curtis and Nick Castle reprise their roles. I didn't know Nick Castle was in it.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something here because that's all fine and dandy. You got Jamie Lee Curtis and Nick. I'm just going to be straightforward with the Nick Castle thing is cool, but it's not going to make or break that movie. But they got to do something about this title thing. Yeah. I mean, it's just called Halloween. I mean, just Halloween. I mean,
Halloween. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm just. Where are you going? Football game. What game? Football game. Don't matter. Football game. Where are you going? Concert. To see whom? Concert. What movie you going to see? Halloween. Which one? Halloween. Which one? Halloween. It's like, fuck, man, come on. But this has been happening for a while. And I think what it is too is it's this whole. As soon as they started throwing the word reboot into movies, I'm about ready to stick my boot and kick it up someone's ass right to their shoulders. I'm telling you right now, it's like, what? You don't reboot a fucking movie. Stop making shit up. I mean, that's just right. Oh, Ben Harley, I get so cranky and cane waving when it comes to stuff. It's like, how the hell do I put this stuff in my collection of Blu-rays? How do I alphabetize it? Which Halloween do I put first? How do I know which one I'm looking at? You're right. I had to put the date down.
Yep.
I got to put the date down in order to know what the hell is going on. And it's maddening to me, Ben Harley. And you know why it's maddening to me? Because I don't want people, kids, you name it or whatever, that are coming into this dry, which I don't really know who is anymore, but I just don't. I don't want them coming in thinking this is Halloween. It's not.
Right.
There was a movie called Halloween in 1978. Okay?
Yeah. Oh. They could have called it Halloween or H40.
H40. They could have called it anything. I mean, how about...
See, I don't know. This is the thing I want to talk to you about a little bit. And I knew you'd get fired up.
I'm fired up.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, you did.
But, so... Does this take place? Is H2O part of this now too?
No, I think so no.
Is it 1, 2?
No,
or is it just supposed to be 1 in this one?
Yes, that's it.
So there's no part 2.
I don't think so. From what I've gathered, this is a direct sequel to Halloween. Now I'm kind of okay with that a little bit.
I guess it's cool if it's only after the first one, but I don't know, man. Like. Part 2 was like, I think you could have done. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah,
and that's not because I love part 2 so much, but I think that it. Come on, man, that she was part of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Throw H2O in there for crying out loud if you're gonna do it. No,
Ben Harley, I got a new album coming out. It's called Meat Rain.
Yeah.
It's called Meat Rain. It's kind of a revisioning of my other Meat Rain record. The songs are totally different though, and so is the cover art.
Yeah. But it's about the same stuff.
It's just Meat Rain.
Yeah.
Which album you listening to? Meat Rain. Which Meat Rain? Meat Rain.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Trust me, brother. I feel you so much. Okay, so let me say a couple things just about the trailer.
All right, go ahead.
What I did, I guess, like a little bit about it. It does look like Michael Myers. It doesn't look like a big giant guy with long hair and a mask that's falling off of him.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
It had, some of the feeling of it already. I did enjoy that. But I had a couple problems. One being, okay, so there's like a crew that's going around to talk to Mike. They go either to see Michael Myers at sanitarium, wherever. Now, the part looked okay, kind of cool, but why would this guy take the mask to show Michael Myers is the mask from like
no idea. Yeah.
Now that part I was like, I don't know if I like that now.
Right.
Okay. Maybe it's something if he just decided finally, okay, I'm gonna snap, but who knows? Maybe it has nothing to do with it, but I'm thinking that's not a good idea.
Right.
Like bringing it's like bringing Quint to show Jaws or Bruce, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna piss him off.
Yeah.
You're gonna just make.
Excuse me, Mr. Hinckley. I have a handgun that might jog your memory of what happened. Yeah, exactly right.
So I don't care what kind of documentary you're doing, you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Right.
So I don't know that. I don't know. It had some shades of some of the stuff that I am scared about from like what Rob Zombie was doing, but then again, it had some shades of some cool stuff. I'm holding out hope, but I'm not. I'm going in very low expectations. Now, there was one scene in there that made me go, wow, that's pretty cool. And there was like a little closet scene. The girl's trying to close the door. It won't close. And he's going to be in there. Okay. It's not anything. But when she opened it, it looked like what I remember, of liking so much of watching Mike, Halloween movies and stuff. Like,
right.
Boom, there he is. It looks like him. It feels, I don't know. It just, so we'll see though. I'm flying very hands so low with expectations.
Right,
You know what I mean? So, we'll see. I don't know that I don't necessarily need to see Jamie Lee Curtis in a Halloween film.
Right.
As far, hey, does that sound mean? Then I sound mean.
No.
I just, I liked 1 and 2. I'm good. I didn't like H2O.
No, I didn't either.
Very much. There was 1 or 2 things that I got from it. The rest of it, you can flush down the toilet.
Yeah, no, I didn't like.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of that is because I'm straining. I want to. You know what I mean? I want to like it more, and I just didn't. You know what I mean? So,
well, you're not supposed to help a movie. And
no,
that's the thing. You're not supposed to try to help it be good. It's supposed to be good and entertain you. Yeah. I have to admit though, and I mean, look, and this is another thing with just me waving my cranky cane around, some people have candy canes, I have cranky canes. So I'm like waving my cane around. It's like and everyone encourages this stuff. I've seen everyone on social media just like drool over themselves over this. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You haven't seen the movie. I'll tell you what. Yeah. You want me to get into it? Make a good fucking movie.
Yeah.
Try that. Try making a good movie because I haven't seen one for a long time.
No.
Not a good movie.
Especially a Halloween one too.
Yeah.
And my thing is, and I feel just like you and I was thinking about you, it's like there's a few things in my life that I'm very touchy about. And one is, I don't know why so much, but Halloween, the movie Halloween is, and I'm it's like a very thin line of stuff that I will, that I'll take or or I won't take too much crap, because
it's
very
perfect.
razor thin line. Yeah.
It's a perfect film. That's why it's like Psycho. Yeah. It's a perfect film.
Very upset because it's like it's hard to reproduce that stuff.
Right.
It's just, and it's such a good movie and I think Michael Myers is so much better. Oh God, here we go. It's like talking like Godzilla and Gigan. Okay. All right. Michael Myers is to me, like Norman Bates, a better character in horror than there's almost ever been.
Right.
And I'm not just trying to be like that. It's because that movie's terrifying.
Right.
Now, Jason, we like part 2. Yeah. I like part 1. There's a couple of the other ones sprinkled in there that I like, but I don't look like it is. Jason's iconic, much more iconic almost nowadays because of the mask.
Right.
But I look at Michael Myers like that beats out all the rest of these with, Freddy's and Saws and all that other stuff.
Right.
It's just so much more believable. And, I don't know. So I take it to heart sometimes, which I shouldn't. Well, I didn't write the damn movie. Yeah. I didn't star in it. I didn't produce it. I didn't have no money in it. You know what I mean? But I feel you. And that's watching this. I went through the range of emotions watching that trailer.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh, damn. And then I'm like mad. Oh, yeah. Don't be. It's like messing with Bruce. Don't mess with Bruce.
Right.
It's a shark.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Right.
Don't mess with them. I don't want to see anything but, but we'll see. They got a lot of the players in place, but so did Rob Zombie, and he shit all over that movie.
Oh,
those two.
Yeah.
I hope John Carpenter's a little smarter than that, which I think he is. So.
Well, here's my thing. Carpenter hasn't made anything worth a shit in a long time either. So I don't, that's not making me feel any better. No. I watched the trailer. It didn't make me feel any better. It looked stupid to me.
Yeah.
It looked like it just looked stupid. It's like, you know what? Just call it something else. Put a different mask on the dude's face. I mean, really, seriously. I mean, we'll see. Now, I'm not going to say it's terrible because I haven't seen it. Right. I haven't seen it, but I'm telling you right now, you're going to go with low expectations. I might watch it when it comes out. I will. I'll watch it when it comes out, but it's like, and I won't go to the show. If I go to the theater, I'm going to tell you right now, if I go to the theater, which I'm not going to, you know that I ain't going to the theater. I'm not wasting my money doing that.
No.
If I went to the theater to see it and it said Halloween, I would go see the movie, walk back out to the ticket office and ask for my money back. And they would say, why? It's like, because you advertised Halloween was playing. I didn't see PJ Souls anywhere. I didn't see Donald Pleasance. I didn't see any of these people. But I want, what was cool about Halloween is that it was Halloween. It wasn't Halloween that reminds you of this, reminds you of that, reminds you of that. No, it was Halloween.
Right.
And I think what's lacking is any kind of creativity. And the people that are trying to do like creative and low budget stuff now are so fucking hung up on gore and tits.
Yeah.
Where the fuck? And that is totally cool. It has a place, right? Basement dwellers.
On my mantle.
Basement dwellers and sexy movies. That's like their girlfriend, right?
Sure.
I mean, so I get it. That's fine. I don't have a problem with it. But for God's sake. I mean, can anything else? It's either a spoof, a reboot, tits and gore. But where the hell is the story at? I mean, where the hell there is a something mysterious in Antarctica. We're going to go find it. We're going to investigate. We're going to see, oh my God, a creature slithered out of it. What is this? And to make it something, I mean, you don't have to make the plot super. I mean, there's only so many stories you can tell, right? I mean, there's only so many stories you can tell. So, and then when you get too far off the beaten path, you're in an interstellar world, which let's not even get, I don't even go there. I won't go there. And we're getting into sci-fi stuff anyway, but just give something a little different. I mean, if you want to make, I don't know, Harley, I really don't. I mean, it's like, look, if you can't write anything better than Halloween, then go move forward.
Right.
Move forward. And Danny McBride and stuff, that's fine, but I don't know. Here's my thing. My favorite guitar player of all time is Randy Rhoads. And it is and I know Crazy Train on guitar. I know Crazy Train guitar. I don't bother with the others. Why? Because he's fucking great. I got to make my own thing.
Right.
I don't want to learn all of his stuff because I love him. I respect the man because I love what he did. It's amazing. Let me try to do my thing and see if I can impress you, or at least I can hold the tune and play in a band and have fun. I'm not trying to be that. I don't come out with my polka dotted guitar, but I look different. That's not quite Randy Rhoads, I'm not Randy Rhoads. This movie's not going to be Halloween. It's not going to be anything like it. I'm telling you what, as bad as that trailer is, the trailer for the new fucking Suspiria movie makes me want to jump off the earth. It is flat.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
So I'm just going to dive off the diving board in the corner of the earth over there.
I'm going to have to take a look at that. I know you mentioned something. I didn't know they were even redoing that.
Oh, it just, it looks like liquidy, artsy, slow, and just Tilda Swinton or whatever her name is. I can't stand her. She's in it. It's like, oh God, why? What? Look, if the movie isn't dubbed with bad voiceover actors, I'm not going to enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's like, there's so many things to enjoy about Suspiria that Hollywood will never understand.
Right.
Never understand. And it just gets under my skin when you get these young actors that were born 20 years after it talking about how Suspiria really changed my life. You watched Suspiria when you got the gig, you dope. You never even heard of this fucking movie before until you got landed the role or whatever you're doing in the movie. It's just irritating to me. It's so irritating. It's lies.
Yeah.
Everything's a lie. It's a fake.
Got you fired up today, Tim. I see. That's why I didn't watch much, because I knew, I was like, I'm just gonna drop this trailer on Timo. And
you dropped it on my head. No, I did see it though, and then the Halloween one, I looked at it and I was like, there's techniques.
It doesn't look much different than, like, they're basically setting up the same old stuff.
Yeah.
Except that she's got a shotgun now. I don't know.
Oh, great. She's well armed.
My thing is, and I feel so bad. I'm like, I hope he gets you. I'm like, that's terrible, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, Tim. We'll see. My oldest daughter Caitlin and I, we like to go see movies together, so we might go see it, when it comes out. But she was the same one. I remember she looked at me when we were at the Rob Zombie one. We weren't even but maybe 30 minutes into this movie.
Right before
she looked
happened.
At me. Mm. Yeah, and she looked at me and goes, "You hate this movie, don't you?" I was speechless. I hate. It's awful. Mm-hmm. But then she kind of, it's funny because she mildly liked it, but then I remember her calling me after she saw the second one and complained about just about as bad as you just did, Tim. Right now.
Oh yeah.
That I told, hey. I wouldn't even step foot into that stinker, man. I tried to watch, what was the one, Witches of Salem?
Lords of Salem was the only one I could kind of like.
I only got a few minutes. I didn't get the chance to finish it, but I only got his had wife walking around all the time.
Well, and she bothers me too. Like, don't like skinny chicks.
Well, it's not just that. She's like the worst actress on the planet.
She's annoying.
I'm sorry, man. She was good in the first movie. The first one they did.
I'll let you say that. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. Well, she was playing a dipsy airhead, and that was just like in it. But when she tries to act, it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah. It's just, you know what? And I think the thing is, too, is I probably go overboard on Rob Zombie because I'm very angry at him for what he did to Halloween. I mean, just angry at him because it is like Psycho in a way. It's like, just don't fucking touch it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if Washington could remake, if Washington, D.C. could remake Abe Lincoln, I'm sure they would, but they wouldn't do it right? I mean, it just wouldn't. So just stop. Just stop. It's the Randy Rhoads thing to me. If somebody came up to me and gave me money and said, "Tim, I want you to make a movie," the first thing I would start doing is thinking of ideas. What could I do? And you know me well enough to know this. What could I do? What's the last thing I would do? I want to remake this. It's the last thing I would do. Right. Why would I want to remake something that's already been made? I mean, why? Tim, here's $300,000. You can do anything you want in your property. I'm building another house.
Same house.
It's going to be kind of like the last one, only a little different. And it's going to be a little better. And I can do it better. And next thing you know, I got like a whole community on my 8 acres of rebuilt homes, and it's like, why? This is just pointless. It's pointless. Yeah. If you listen, Rob Zombie, if he really cared that much about Halloween, he would have got he would have done some kind of deal where he would have re-released it in theaters.
Sure.
Of course, he couldn't help himself. He probably had to CGI more blood and stuff in there. But I'm just saying, that's what, if you really care about it, show it to people. Show it to people. Don't give me this horse shit. Well, this is for a new generation. There's nothing wrong with Halloween. It's a simple story. It can go across time. You can put that movie, you could set that movie back in the 1950s with the exact same script and it would work. You just couldn't play the Blue Oyster Cult song. That would be it.
Then I'm out.
It'd be like Chubby Checker or something like that. Yeah. But you couldn't do that. Somebody I don't know, Harley. Look, I'm not winning this argument at all. And people love Rob Zombie, and they're probably offended when I say this. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm offended by what he's done. I'm not offended by, like, I hate House of 1,000 Corpses, but I'm not really offended by it. It's just, I think it's awful, and I just think
that's the only one I remotely like.
Well, I think people are reaching because movies have gotten so bad, and I think I'm not sure if they've calibrated themselves to understand this or not. I might be totally wrong. I might be the arrogant prick myself who's telling everybody what they're thinking and feeling. Go on social media; it's all everybody ever does, But I don't know. I'm not buying into this at all. I'm not buying into it. If the movie's good, great, and I'll be the first person to admit it. You know it, and I'll rejoice. I want to see a good movie. I don't want to be right about this stuff. I really don't. I want Rob Zombie to make a good movie. I try all of them. I believe he knows how to make a movie. I really think that. I just think that maybe he ought to stick to writing lyrics.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's just my personal opinion, Ben Harley, because I don't think I would make a movie as good as a record. Because that's what I do. Okay. Yeah. I mean, so I just don't think I would do it. And I don't have the gall to think that I can go in, what I'm going to do, Ben Harley? I'm going to get I'm going to remake Alien.
Why don't you remake Dark Side of the Moon?
I might remake Dark Side of the Moon, How about this? Let's see what happens. How about I remake Star Wars?
Oh, yeah.
And reboot it. I better reboot Star Wars, and then I'm gonna reboot Empire Strikes Back. But it's not gonna be Empire Strikes Back because my whole story arc is different, and I'm gonna call the second movie Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
Right. 3 years later, I'm gonna come back out with a big thing where Han Solo gets his head cut off. Right? Okay. Remember that? No, but it's my Star Wars. You know what I'm gonna name that? Star Wars.
I'm in, Timo. I'm in. Yeah,
You got me fired up.
I told you. I knew it was going to happen.
Boy, man, you always do this when you're not around me too. I can't fire off and swing one at you. Damn. Yeah. Let's get to our official movies. You got me done fired up now. Let's get to official movies.
You're done fired up for the rest of the day. You're going to go out there raking the lawn.
I got to edit out a half hour of this damn show now because
yelling at the squirrels.
I got to edit myself out because all I'm doing is cussing up a storm and calling people out and everything. Yeah. Great. All right. This is a cranky Timo and Harley show now. It started off kind of slow, kind of waking up, kind of popping the sleep out of my eyes and all. Hey, I'm the Mud Hen Harley. Let's have a fun show. Ben Harley mentions Halloween trailer, and I'm fucking about ready to kick him in the nuts. Yeah. He pissed me off so bad I brought the Suspiria remake trailer, and Harley didn't even know they were remaking Suspiria.
No, I didn't. Yeah,
it was almost like a counterpunch in a way.
Now I'm gonna have to look that one up now.
Oh, go ahead, be my guest. It looks like it's shot through a fish aquarium, and it's all slow and it's just like dreamlike and blah blah blah. Fuck off. Argento didn't do that. Argento went and said, "Listen, I'm pissed off. I'm going to make a movie." Dario, as a script supervisor, could I tell you that this doesn't make any sense? Fuck off. I know it makes sense. Movies don't make sense. Us being here do not make sense. None. Shoot it. Great. Awesome. And I'm all in. Awesome. Anyway, official films. Here we go. All right. Starting off 1980. All right.
What you got, bud?
This is the answer to the movie that we reviewed last week. Got a lot of good reaction off that because I think people, it's a movie that isn't spoken about a lot. Most people have seen it. Don't think about it a whole lot and kind of reminded people a little bit, I think. And that was Magic that we watched. It was a great movie. Andy Hopkins. This, I consider this to be a low budget kind of answer to the film Magic in a way. This is the film Fade to Black.
Fade to Black, yes.
Fade to Black from, 1980. All right. So let me get out Movie Guy here and give you a storyline synopsis here for Fade to Black. Here we go.
Okay.
Shy, lonely Eric Binford, Dennis Christopher, delivers film cans and posters in Los Angeles for a living, but he really exists only to see movies and immerse himself in fantasies about cinematic characters and stars. Frequently bullied and betrayed, Eric comforts himself by pretending to be one of the many tough heroes or villains who have captivated him from the silver screen, when a series of unpleasant incidents loosen Eric's already weak grip on reality. It sends him into a homicidal rage. He launches a series of grotesque murders, all patterned after characters and incidents from his beloved movies. He becomes known as the Celluloid Killer, one of the most horrifying murderers the city has ever known. Okay.
Yeah.
That is
sounds about right.
So he is, Dennis Christopher is one of those cellar dweller basement guys we were talking about. He gets picked on a lot. Not too good with the ladies. Although he's around a couple of cuties, and he gets, I guess, pushed around long enough and starts dressing up like old gangsters and the Mummy and Dracula and stuff like that, and starts offing people in interesting ways. all that being said, this movie is imitating a horror film. It's not a horror film. It's got everything in there, and it's in horror. It's considered a horror film, but I mean, really, when you sit down and watch it, it's not. It's about a disturbed person who loves films and dresses up in some kind of mania, basically, and kills people. Yeah. I think what holds it together a little bit is Dennis Christopher, who is a good actor from Breaking Away, and he was in the Made for TV. Yeah. Did I throw one at you that I haven't said for a while?
A little bit. Yeah, because it was funny. I kept thinking, he reminds me, I know him. I know he was in it and stuff. I'm like, I know him a lot more from something else. And then when I looked up IMDb, I was like, oh, shit, Breaking Away.
Yep.
Man, I love that. That's a good movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's a great movie. This one was produced by Erwin Yablans, who did Halloween.
Oh, wow.
And we got Tim Thomerson in the movie. I do like Tim Thomerson.
Yeah.
He's always smarmy in a happy way. I like the smarmy, happy guys. That's good. Peter Horton from 30-something and Children of the Corn shows up as kind of a jerky McJerkington a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Then we have a very early role for Mickey Rourke.
Very early.
Yeah.
He changed.
Yeah. So anyway, Ben Harley, have you seen this before?
Sorry, Mickey.
yeah. Have you seen
Timo, I can't remember. I think I've seen bits and pieces of this film, but I can't remember it as a whole. So
what you think?
I'm gonna say no. Not a bad movie. At first I thought it was the Tim O'Saban story, maybe. Tim O'Saban, the early years, like, not that you were a cellar dweller, but, you had a guy who loved movies.
Oh, yeah.
He worked at a movie house, and he watched a lot of movies, and he had a Marilyn Monroe fetish.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
No, that gal in this movie.
See where I'm going with this?
The gal in this movie. What's funny? She was gorgeous. I was all excited about her, but she was not curvy enough because she looked like Marilyn, but she was not curvy enough, and it threw it off the rails for me, Ben Harley. Threw it off the rails.
Did it? Oh.
Yeah. I brushed her off.
I'm sorry. Yeah, she was a cutie.
She was a cutie.
Patootie.
Absolutely, she was. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, maybe I was getting into something, Timo, another Petri dish thing. Like Timo was trying to tell me something about the early years, but
early years.
Yeah. So, but it's funny because the rails come off pretty quick for him, but you can kind of understand, sort of. Like, now, is there something like the lady that played his aunt? She was a charmer too. Mm-hmm. Now, was she an ex? She was an ex dancer or something. I don't know.
I don't remember. Dancer, I only remember
she was of the theater.
Yes, she was old school.
Yeah. So, and she was kind of hard on him. So, I liked this kind of the slow build of his descent to madness, but then it wasn't that slow, I guess. So,
right.
But he did pull off some pretty creepy, like, personas. Some of them were pretty cool. Some were weird, like the Hopalong Cassidy.
Yeah.
Really weird, what was the other one? That The Mummy was kind of cool.
The Mummy was cool. I like the Kiss of Death, the gangster one, the Kiss of Death, where Richard Widmark pushed down the lady in the wheelchair down the stairs.
Yeah,
and of course he's acting that out too, and I like that part. The Mummy was good too.
Once he pushes her down the steps, it's on from there.
Right.
It's all because and the poor girl didn't really break her date. She forgot. She's a ditzy blonde. She forgot. But she showed up, and it was funny though because there's just like a couple people that kind of rub him the wrong way. Like he gets dissed at the date, and he's waiting at the bus stop. And he's funny because he is so naive a little bit. He goes to the lady of the night. Let's say it nice. Hey, is a bus come by here? What, is it? And she's like, beat it. I'm working or whatever. And he said, well, she's like, what did she say, Timo? I'm trying to catch a ride. Yeah, on my back.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny. But he comes back for her later dressed as Dracula, right? Mm-hmm. So, so the movie itself is not too bad, Timo. It wasn't like super great, but I did enjoy the attempt. I liked what they were doing.
Right.
I thought him as a character was pretty good, and I think you're right. He did kind of hold the movie together.
Yeah.
Because it was funny. There's like what's her name, the police lady, and the other guy you mentioned,
Tim Thomerson.
Yeah, and they're barely in it.
Yeah.
Barely. Like
Yeah.
at one point, I remember I'm like, holy crap, I forgot about these two.
Right.
Like, they come in
Right.
towards the end. I was like, so they were almost not even needed to me.
Right.
Really, you know what I mean? So, but I don't know, Timo.
Well, no, I did say this is like the B movie answer to Magic.
Yeah.
And on some level, it probably was. I'm sure Irwin Yablans knew that Magic had come out and stuff. Not that it was a giant hit or anything. Yeah. It just seems like it's that type. It's in that. It'd be next to it on a shelf somewhere. Like it'd be something like in that thing. And it's what I was talking about earlier with all the remakes and stuff like that. Is that at least it's kind of a different idea.
Oh,
I mean, at least it's not totally that Magic movie. It's a little different. There's good moments in it, like when he's painting his face as Dracula and he paints half his face, and he kind of turns to one side and turns the other. That's a little theatrical looking when he's doing it, but it's still kind of an interesting little, moment and stuff like that. The ending itself, I thought it was a sly take on the movie White Heat and King Kong at the same time, which is interesting too. But to me, the movie it's almost like I want to like it and it's okay. I should like it, but not really. I mean, it's like okay. It just doesn't make me want to go back and watch it again. Sure. It's not a lot of it should be more fun. I mean, it's got fun characters in it. Like Tim Thomerson's fun. I like Mickey Rourke. I love. Well, when his face wasn't a apple pie, before that. Not a big Peter.
I wasn't gonna go there.
Peter Horton.
Someone had to say it.
It's interesting to see Peter Horton, in 1980 in a film and stuff. I don't know about Harley. This is one of those on the fence movies because I can't say it's a bad movie.
Right.
It's not a bad movie. It's a little too like a disguised movie. It's disguised as a horror film, but it's not. It's closer to a comedy than it is a horror film. A dark comedy, like a black comedy. It's closer to that to me. But I do like some of the movie references and things like that. Of course, I have fun with. It's really what pulled me into the movie Scream. Was all the references and stuff. The thing with Scream is they're very accurate with a lot of that stuff, which was kind of cool to me. It was very cool. This is close to the same thing. Too. I love the movie White Heat. I love the James Cagney stuff. I love the stuff he's getting into. Don't like Dracula, but who cares? I love the Mummy, and stuff. Yeah, and you're right. I mean, there's pretty interesting makeups that he does for himself and everything. Little House of Wax feel to it with the different characters.
I'll give you that.
Kind of the Wax Museum horror movies, a little bit of that going on too, which is a big Hollywood spook show type of trope, as well.
Yeah.
I like Dennis Christopher. And
I do too. Yeah. I thought he was good in this. He's pretty good.
And he ended up doing a lot more genre films like this, too, which were a lot of them weren't very good, but is what it is. This is one of the better ones. I'm just going to give this one an on the fence. I can't grape ape up because I just don't feel that way about it, but I can't poop on it because it's not a bad movie at all. And it wasn't like I was bored watching it. I did talk during it a little bit, but I wasn't like bored though. I don't know. I just kind of knew where it was going. Yeah, there's not a lot of surprises in the movie or nothing like that. There's some good moments. There's some good moments that wake you up a little bit, and stuff. So I'm just going to give it what are you going to
do? Tim, I can't poop on it, but I can't grape ape up. And I don't know. I don't want to say that I'm on the fence either for it, really. I don't know. I'm very, very lukewarm grape ape up. How about that? Because I do like the attempt. I liked most of the acting in it. I thought was pretty good, and I liked where it was going. I just some of that stuff's a little over. Some of it was just a little over the top for me, But for the most part, it was okay. But yeah, just a very tepid.
Right.
Great. How's that?
Okay. All right. No, I buy you on that. I mean, I can see someone not liking it or kind of liking it. It's hard for me to see someone loving this film or hating it. I mean, it's kind of hard. So I think to me at least.
I don't think I won't probably watch it again either.
I don't think I will.
The
either.
other thing.
Yeah, I don't think I will either. So I might as well just sell my Blu-ray. That's a DVD.
Yep.
DVD. Whew. Oh, by the way, Piranha 2 is coming out on Blu-ray.
Funny.
Did not buy it. I did not buy it. I use self-control. Speaking of that, self-control.
Oh,
now the
God.
big moment's going to be when Mother Lode comes out. That's the big one.
Yeah.
That's the one that's going to test my maturity, my patience, and my pocketbook. And also because I have a reason why I could buy it, because the audio is so bad in the DVD that maybe I could actually hear what's going on. But Ben Harley, I know better. It's not going to help. It's not going to help.
Not.
So anyway.
Yeah.
So Fade to Black. Fade to Black. Next time you come to a show, you'll probably see this for sale. If I'm there, you might see it for sale, because I'll probably be selling it. So I won't be watching again.
Yeah,
worth watching once. So worth buying off me and watching for once. What do you think about that? For the price of a rental, you'll get a disc. There you go.
Exactly.
So,
there you go.
let's move on, Mr. Ben Harley, for our next film from 1974. We have the film, depending on what you want to call it, there's actually 16 alternate titles to this film, okay?
That doesn't make sense.
I know.
Well, I guess it does, but I don't know.
I first saw this film under the title Let Sleeping Corpses Lie. It was put out by Blue Underground on Blu-ray under the title The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue.
Okay, yeah.
So let me get you a storyline synopsis, get Movie Guy back out, and see if I can get through this one. All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Two traveling companions, George, Ray Lovelock of Autopsy, and Edna, Christine Galbo of The Killer Must Kill Again, come across a small town infested with the living dead that are satisfying their cannibalistic hunger on anyone they come across. Discovering that an agricultural machine using radiation waves is at the root of all the havoc, George and Edna fight for survival and their innocence as they are pursued by a relentless detective, Arthur Kennedy of The Antichrist and Fantastic Voyage, who is convinced they are responsible for the ghoulish acts of violence plaguing the countryside. Yes, this is a simple movie.
Yeah.
Very simple. Yeah. Italian people that are dressed like British people. They find a machine that is giving off radiation waves, or as I like to call them, sound waves. I'm pretty sure those were actually sound waves they were like messing with in that. But let's stick with the script, eh? So they're radiation waves, and they're causing the dead to come back. And so we got Italians that are dressed up like British people. Then we get Arthur Kennedy dressed up like, I don't know if he was Scottish or Irish or British or American, depending on what scene and sentence he was in. And he's running around after him, thinking that these two people are murdering everyone across the countryside.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that they're devil worshippers too,
something like that. Yeah, but that's really just kind of the MacGuffin, as you say. The real thing here is, let's just put it to you this way: there is a scene in this film that's pretty famous, and it's a scene where Ray Lovelock, he takes off to go up the hill to see what's going on with the machine and all that, and leaves the girl he has met behind. Next to a river. And that's the Walking Dead moment. That is when you see a very disturbing looking, frightening zombie type guy who is pissed off and he really wants to get this gal, basically. It becomes a zombie movie, but this is not a Night of the Living Dead movie.
No.
This is not that kind of movie. This is closer to a cross between that and the voodoo zombies.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you say that? Like kind of a cross between the two. They are getting reanimated, but there's a reason for it. It's not just some vague plague or something like that. There's an actual reason this is happening. And part of the tension in the film is when they are adjusting the machine that is sending out the radiation waves.
To kill the bugs?
Yeah, to kill the bugs and stuff. That actually goes in a bigger circumference, like more area, covers more ground.
Yeah, like a 5 mile radius or something. Yeah.
So they happen to be farming in between 19 different cemeteries, I guess, and decide to. So, yeah. What do you think, Ben Harley? What you think of? I'm not going through all 16 titles. Let's just do Let Sleeping Corpses Lie. What you think?
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen this, Timo. Not too bad. Like, I remember texting you right off the bat saying, "Oh yeah, I'm watching it."
Mhm.
Lots of Italiano names, and then on the because you know how much I love the opening credits, so
Yeah.
I was paying attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then like the opening credits, and I'm like, this looks much more British than was I wrong? Then you sent me a message back, so. Phew, I was like, man, I was about to rewind and that maybe did I read all the stuff wrong? Am I bad?
Right.
Timo, I did like me and my zombie films, but I did like, the scene that you're talking about. It's a really cool scene because like she gets out of her car, she's kind of standing there, and it's funny because the zombie comes out between it's like a gate, like a old stone fence with a gate, and he comes walking out, and it's funny because he's like walks and then he like stops, and she's like looking, like, oh, I wonder who this is, or about to say something to him, and then he turns and looks at, and it's like, I don't know, it only maybe went on 10 seconds or so that part of the scene, but I really liked that. It was like really more intense, not like he comes walking out and he's and
his eyes, his pupils are all messed up too. They kind of zoom in on that.
Eyes. Yeah. And then he he comes at her and stuff. And then when she runs away to go tell, is it John? I think maybe that.
I think so, yeah.
But what happens, then the zombie guy's gone, which is like and then they do kind of play on that because things start to happen, and like you said, the constable or Bobby or whatever you want to go, whatever. The detective, he's thinking that they're out killing all these people, and it just keeps happening to where,
he's aggressively a dick.
Go,
like he's aggressively like, I got a 1-track mind, you're killing people, Yeah,
exactly. So, but I didn't mind the zombies so much in this one, and there's not a lot of them. There's not a ton of zombies.
No, they're slow and they're slow, but they're strong. They're not like weakling. Yeah, you can't you just can't just like shove them aside and stand there like you can in Romero's movies. I mean, these are they're aggressive. Yeah,
and they rip you to shreds.
Yes.
Right. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. So but yeah, I did kind of enjoy that a little bit, and I think they're going to help. Like the two, like she runs over his motorcycle, right, and then they end up, she's going to give him a ride, and then they end up,
that's how they meet up,
that's how that starts to happen, and then they end up at her sister's house, who her sister's husband's a photographer, who he gets killed, and it just seems to kind of follow them wherever they go, you know what I mean? So, but not a bad movie, Timo, as far as zombie movies go. I did not really hate it by any means. And I thought it's not just all zombie laden either. There's some other good story and stuff like that too. And it's not badly acted,
No, actually and I think I told you this too, it's awesome dubbing. I mean, the dubbing is just awesome in it. A thought occurred to me. All American releases, like all American like Italian films, I think should be dubbed by British actors. Because it's because I think the British, it's harder for us to hear if they have bad inflection in their voice because we're not used to it as much. And I think it sounds a little more believable. Like the actual voices, it works better. I don't know why. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of like almost every British actor sounds like a good actor to me. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the regalness of them or whatever it is, but it always works. And man, you can't even tell hardly that they're being dubbed. I mean, really, it's really hard to tell. And they are. Good. And this is an Italian Spain. It's a co-production from Italy and Spain. And it was filmed in England. So that helped a lot, of course. You know, so I'm sure some of the bit players were local, British people and stuff. But it's got an overwhelming sense of dread, and it gets darker as it goes. And I mean, even the lighting and the tone just keeps getting darker. Because I think this kind of takes place over basically a day or two. And it just keeps getting just more and more And that was what the good older zombies / Walking Dead / Living Dead, Ghoul, whatever movies just had this real creeping sense of dread. The real good ones did. And this one definitely has that at all. And I also told you this is a good example of what got me into Italian cinema.
Okay.
So now if you see this movie thinking, Rob Wagner turned me on to this movie about 25 years ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he gave me a VHS of it. It was out of print, impossible to find. He ordered it from Miami, somewhere from Miami, and he gave me a copy of it. And I really liked it. I really, really liked it when I saw it. And I still like it. I think it's one of the better zombie films, like probably top 10, if not top 5 ever made, I think.
Okay.
Because it's really no bullshit. It's no bullshit here. This is a real, it isn't.
No.
It's a real, the tone is very dark and it's very serious. It does not feel very Italian. It just doesn't feel that way.
No, I don't think so either, buddy. And I said it really, it feels British. Big time.
It reminds me more
really
of
does,
Deathline. Remember the movie on the subways and the tube?
Yeah.
And with Donald Pleasance and all that, they call it Deathline, and then it's raw meat, depending on what title you see. That's what it kind of reminds me of, that tone. Just a dark dread tone or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a fun movie, not a happy ending, but it's a satisfying one.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's not a real happy ending or anything. I don't know. I'm going to give this movie a great bape up, Ben Harley. I really like this movie. I think it holds up. It was made in 74. It held up to me 25 years ago when I saw it first time. It still holds up to me now. I think it's fantastic. So, not the best movie I've ever seen in my life, but it's a lot better than that Suspiria trailer I just saw. Oh, Ben Harley, I can't get it out of my. I'm squeezing my cord right now. My headphones going. Oh. What do you got to do, Ben Harley?
Don't squeeze it around your neck.
I squeezed juice out of my cord. Okay, so
yeah. You're welcome, buddy. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give it a mild great bape up.
Okay.
I think it's a good movie, and like you said, I think it's one of the better ones as far as. Yeah, there's no stage pattern in this. It's not a comedy. There's no funniness, and you really don't know what's going on. People don't, except for these two. You know what I mean? Like, and it's because of this machine. And I did like the fact that it had that machine was doing it too. Because that machine then became something more.
It had a plot. There was a plot. Going on. It was
exactly.
Simple.
Yeah. And it made that machine more evil too, you know what I mean? Like, so I thought that gave it a really cool presence, the machine, and I liked it. I thought it was cool that it came from that. So, but yeah, give it just a mild great bape up, Tim. The zombies were cool. They were intense, they weren't so all like nasty. And
well, you didn't hit them in the head either. They were the old fashioned fire.
Fire. They didn't like that fire.
Yeah. So it wasn't, once again, we had not a hit him in the head. It was different. This was not Romero Zombies. This was not the same thing at all. They didn't move like it. They were, man, a couple of them were really spooky. I mean, really spooky. Oh, yeah. And they did tear you apart. They did tear you apart pretty good, though.
Big time. Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. All right.
It was awful. Awful.
All right, so I got a great bape up. Actually, I'm going to give it a big great bape up. Not the Rafters, but a big great bape up because I really like this movie. So big great bape up for me for Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, a.k.a. The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, a.k.a. 16 different titles. You're going to give it a mild great bape up. Both of us are kind of on the fence about Fade to Black. I think we both respect it. It was okay. Just kind of, it's one of those bait and switch movies. Made you think you're going to see a horror movie. You didn't. Now, Magic was kind of like that too, but it kind of delivered on the chills and thrills a lot more.
Sure.
And this was a bit more of a comedy drama or dark thriller type of film or something like that. So a little bit of a bait and switch, but good actors in it, young in their careers, good future stars in the film. We'll
future stars is right, yes.
But still on the fence about the film. So, all right, Ben Harley. Well, that's not too bad. Not too bad. I don't know. Don't know what we're doing next week, but I'm sure it's going to be intense and amazing and great. If you don't believe me, listen next week. You'll find out. You'll find out. Yeah. All right. Well, until then, Mr. Ben Harley, stay spooky, and we'll talk to you then.
Keep it creepy, people.
You've been listening to the Timo and Harley Show, brought to you by ScreenPrintingFactory.com, your affordable one-stop solution to all your screen printing needs.